He'll make it for sure. That's why I backed him on TABtouch.
You got the touch, you got the power. Got the touch? Choose TABtouch. Better your bet. Download the app today.
Imagine what you could be buying instead.
G'day everyone, welcome back to another episode of Coast to Coast. Massive episode for the show because we are now sponsored by, of course, TABtouch. It's this excellence recognising excellence here at the podcast. Someone's finally got on board and talk about a collaboration for the ages. I reckon that's on the cards. On that topic, very reminiscent of this panel at the moment. We've got two-time club champion and the emerging golden boy, Oscar Allen, Elliot Yeo. Don't shake your head, mate.
I don't like that. Anyway,
Emerging golden boy.
Yeah, where's that come from?
I saw an article in somewhere saying that you are one of three players that shouldn't be traded out of the club. It's just like, this Oscar Allen, just untouchable. I'm like, this is the golden boy treatment.
Yeah, look, I'm glad we've got a sponsor. All I'll say is about time we've been recognised, so thank you. Yoey, how are you, big boy?
Could be better, could be worse,
Yeah,
boys.
yeah.
This week's been a bit of a absolute mess.
An S show.
Yeah.
Can I, before we get there though, Yoey, we'll get to these serious chats. You don't need to start so low. Let's start up and about. Did you watch some Ashes last night? What do you
No,
watch?
I didn't. No, I didn't. So
You like your cricket though, don't you?
I do, yeah, but it's just too late. Too late.
We didn't really have anything to come in for though, did you?
Yeah, I had to come in for an 8 o'clock meeting.
Yeah,
so
he was in.
you know, got it, mate. Sleep's the most important
Form recovery.
form of recovery. There you go.
Did you watch
Of
cricket?
course I did.
Yeah,
Did
I watched
you?
a bit, yeah. Yeah, I did.
So-
I watched first session half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made it till tea and then I started seeing the back of my eyeballs pretty quick smart.
Yeah.
But it's exciting times, mate. When it's on at 5:30, but dinner time, great viewing for some cricket.
Good for cooking.
Agreed. But I'm also getting heavily into Succession. You watched any Succession?
No, I haven't, but I have heard good things.
Oscar?
The greatest television show of our generation.
That's a big call.
It is terrific.
That's a big
It is
call.
terrific.
I'm surprised you're not on it, mate. You kind of you've missed the boat here. Not too late.
Nah, but I'm kind of the one that likes to get a few seasons in, and this is probably one that, you know, has had how many seasons?
It's four seasons.
and done.
Yeah. So I was the same with Breaking Bad. I reckon I got into it after the midway through the third.
Yeah.
So you don't trust
So-
the buzz, really. You don't want to be a sheep and follow what everyone else is doing.
No, I just like that if it's consistent and it's been getting good reviews over a course of, you know, a few seasons, then I'll whack out as many as I can.
Right
Just
up
in
your
one
alley.
hit.
This
Yeah.
is third highest rated IMDb TV show of all time.
Is it? What's number one?
Thrones up there.
No, not anymore.
What's number one?
I think Sopranos is number one.
Yeah, what's two?
Nah, I couldn't tell you off the back of my head. Yeah.
Breaking Bad would be up.
Yeah, maybe it's Breaking Bad. How far into the season?
I've just done the finale of season 2, so I had some
Oh, you are so far back. Oh, my
yeah, I
God.
know, but I had some Succession in the cricket, and it got to 11, and I just went, I want this night to go on
Forever. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
had to give it up because I knew today was on the cards, and Yoey,
Mate, just pause on. I've been watching a show called Alone, and Gaffy got me on it. Have you ever heard of it?
yeah, I've heard there's like 10 seasons of this show.
It's insane.
Explain the premise to Oscar.
I think Gaffy's been talking to me about it, but you go on.
Oh, it's very good. So they drop 10 people
Yeah,
in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
and you got to survive off the land.
Yeah.
So it's different location each season, right?
First two seasons are the same. Third season they've gone somewhere else, and now I'm on the fourth, and they've gone back to where they were. But they're in different spots of, you know, yeah. But it is brutal.
Apparently there's like one episode's big macho man. He's like, yeah, like I'm made for the outdoors. And then he's walking around. He's like, is that a bear? Is that a bear track? No, I'm out. And like calls it like 10 hours in. Just like for no reason, just sees like bare footprints. He's like, I'm out of here.
I was about to ask you what the craziest thing is that's happened seemingly. Yeah. Like no one's been chewed by something in the wildlife.
No,
right?
nothing hectic, nothing sort of like that. But there's been some encounters there where you'd be like, okay, like people have been face to face or very, very close, and you're like, and they just go, oh, I'm out. This is like,
Have they got-
they weren't expecting that.
Have they got helpers nearby in case it gets
Not
hairy?
nearby. So they have a satellite phone. So they ring them and basically they go, yep, I'm tapping out, or like I need medical assistance straight up. So, and they come as quick as they possibly can. It's still a fair bit though.
Big payday for the winner?
$500,000 US.
So whoever lasts the longest time wins that for the season.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Imagine if like you're someone who is there for a couple of weeks or however long it is, I don't know, and you don't have any encounters, and then the next person goes like, first day sees a bear. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm out. Like, I've had enough.
Do you get to choose one item to bring in, or do they just
10.
give you
They give you 10 items that you can take with you. So a lot of them obviously take like an axe,
a flint or whatever?
carp and flint. Yeah. So like all that stuff. But
Imagine
yeah.
if you just brought something weird in Oz. You're like, I need my Elmo to like, I just need this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have
crazy.
like they have a certain amount of things as well that doesn't count as a 10 item. So like supposedly some sort of charcoal paste to brush their teeth, that doesn't count.
Okay.
So like there's some sort of duty of care. They have medicos come every, I think, 48 to 72 hours to check on their blood pressure, all that, just so they're not. But that's the only interaction they have.
You're not the first person to pump a loan up, so I might
Very
get around
good.
to it.
Oh, and Gaffy was like on me. He was like, mate, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. And I was like, oh yeah, like all things. I
I do this too with the boys. Have you watched
I'll
the
get
boys?
on
The boys is
Succession and
terrific,
that.
mate.
I had to basically bend Yoey's fingers backwards to
So
listen to
good.
me. I was like, mate, you will love this
And
show.
amazing.
Yeah, it's terrific.
And
Yeah,
amazing.
The most vulgar humour ever.
Right of it.
All right,
Right of it.
that's the end of TV
All right,
section.
okay.
Yeah.
So let's get serious there for a minute. We'll dip back out of footy talk after this, but Yoey, oh man, heart breaks for you, but I'm sure you're not here for sympathy, but it's your third stint on the sideline for this season. You've gone from calf to halt your start of your year, and then your adductor, and I'm guessing the adductor, was a little bit like this hip thing where you've gone in for a scan, sort of just hoping it's soreness and not really knowing what the true extent was going to be. So because that's kind of what happened with the hip, right? You just felt some soreness and then gone in?
No, it's a complete opposite.
I've nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah, you were very, very close.
Why don't you talk us through the emotions of finding out then in the last instant?
Now, I knew this hip was, because it was very similar to something I had in 17 towards the back end of the season. But we're obviously in a lot different position than where we are now, and we're pushing for finals and we're playing. You could sort of jab it, but unfortunately, I know that if we kept doing that, then in 2-3 weeks' time, I could play, but that would be the end of it. I would have thought that'd be the end of the season, and I'd just be way too sore to deal with it. So try and be proactive, knock it on the head, and get it done as quick as possible. So yeah, it's not the best. It's quite an irritating injury, but hopefully that. We've got onto it quick enough that I can actually play maybe a few games in the back end of the year.
Your mental resilience has got to be out of this world with what you've gone through in the last 4 years now. Because you've come back and you had shades of the old Yoey. Like it was all there, and that doesn't happen without the amount of hard work that you do in these resets.
Yeah.
So how hard is it? Describe to the fans that might not know about how difficult it's been, not just physically, but mentally, to have to get back up to continue to reset again.
Yeah, it has been very difficult. From a perspective of just wanting to be out there and play as much as you can, I hate being in rehab. Like I'm an AFL footballer. I'm not a full-time rehab specialist. So I just want to be able to get back to playing football and helping the team as much as I possibly can, and to be on the sidelines again. It's hard, it's frustrating. I'm trying to do everything that I possibly can in order to get myself out there.
Do you have mental tricks to help yourself be motivated or to not think about the scenario, to kind of just like blank out during your sessions and not think about the long-term stuff,
It's not so much that. It's, I guess, going through OP where you don't have a timeline. That was the hardest thing that I've ever possibly been through, and it was like a matter of things will get you, day to day. And it was a matter of see how you go. If you feel good next week, then we'll progress you. And it was never sort of any timeline, whereas a lot of these injuries, I've always had a timeline. So for me, it's a lot easier to work to that rather than just being told, we'll just go to when you feel better. That's been sort of something that's got me through a fair bit of this, but it's the consistent sort of knocks that just keep, I guess, can get to you quite a fair bit. And yeah, it sucks. I mean, unfortunately, like there's external pressures as well, and I have the most pressure on myself. I feel like I'm my own harshest critic, and it sucks that I'm not able to be out there and do what I want to do, which is play football and be as competitive as possible.
No, and I loved your quotes during the week with 96 about how excited you are for the young boys to show the fruits, but how much you want to be here to be turning it around for this club as well. That's it was great to hear.
Yeah. Well, I love the football club. Like, I want to do everything possible, and whether it's I'm going to be there when the next generation are holding up the cup. Like, hopefully it's a couple of years away and I'm still here. But if it's 4 or 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, whatever, and the kids that are playing now are holding up that cup, you want to feel a part of that you've done something that you can hang your hat on, going like, I helped those boys get there.
It's something you can't really train yourself for until you experience it, Oz. I mean, you've gone from a season where you just have to train knowing that there's an end goal, but it's 18 months away to play again in the following season. And you can't really train your mind to be that mentally strong or to break those mental barriers until you have to do it, right? You can't do reps of it to practice.
Yeah, it is a strange one. You don't obviously think about it because you never intend that I'm going to miss a significant chunk of footy, but you just got to get through it whatever way you can. So some of those training sessions is like, you're just getting out all the anger you have at the world because like, this sucks. Like, this is my hobby, thing I love doing, and it's my job. So it's almost my release and what I do Monday to Friday. Very, very frustrating, and you don't wish it upon anyone. Even when you see guys from other clubs get hurt, you're just like they're going to have to go through for the foreseeable period. So it's been a shame that we've had so many guys. I think of Tommy Cole, hopefully he'll be back soon, but he missed all of last year and then played a couple of games and has missed a massive chunk of this year as well. So there's a lot of guys that have been through it, and hopefully better days are on the horizon on the injury front.
In a disappointing day, Yoey, in a side where 12 of the players have had one tackle or less, and you've come out and had 10 and had a decent crack in this game, the team's going to sadly miss you, mate. So all the best, and just make it speedy, will you, while you're down there? Just real quick wrap time for us, mate.
Yeah.
The game itself, I won't spend too much time on. I think everything's been spoken about internally, externally, but we'll touch on just a couple of things. Shuey spoke to the West and was conveying that he got a bit emotional talking to some teammates post-game, really when reflecting on how much the club means to him, to a lot of other people inside the four walls, and the amount of pride that should be felt over such tough performances like that. Did you find yourself in similar positions? Did you see any of that when the captain was talking, either post-game or on the Monday? What was that review like? Just talk to me a bit about those aftermaths.
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty emotional. Obviously, Boot spoke to the group, and that's what he's referring to there. Like, you could see the emotion in him, and if you don't feel that way after that, you probably don't really belong here, in my perspective, without being too harsh. Like, it was a really, really dark day, and then throughout the week, it's been hard to bounce back. Like, generally, Monday to Friday, you go through different emotions after the game. You're disappointed or you're excited, and then you kind of bounce back to however you regularly feel. But it has been difficult this week, and everything you touched on, you feel bad for the fans, the supporters. You're letting down your family, your friends who've got you along the way. So, look, I can't reflect any more on what he said. That's exactly how I feel, and I'm sure it's the same with you, Yoey. Yeah,
he did speak about it, and it was quite an emotional sort of time. I think we, as Oscar probably mentioned, but you feel horrible. You feel like you've let a lot of people down, and internally yourself, you feel like you've let yourself down and you haven't performed to the best of your ability, and that's probably the worst thing as well. And then you've let down your teammates by not doing that, and then it just sort of festers into this big thing where you do feel pretty emotional, but you also got to be realistic. There's not many times where in teams, and especially when I was a young kid coming through and I was, played a handful of games, we had so many players that were so experienced that I actually got sheltered and covered by a lot of experienced players. I haven't really seen such a discrepancy in experience from the top to the bottom. We had, I think it was 8 to 10 kids or something like that, under 20 games of experience. We've just thrown them into the deep end. Whereas,
and what was it in your day? 2 or 3 of them?
Not even that. You'd have 2 max probably that would be under 20 games, and the rest would be 40. And there's just this really good mix. But because of where we're at the moment, we're just getting so much experience into these young kids. And sure, losing these big margins can be demoralising to a certain sense, but the experience, and I guess for the long term, the silver lining is that once they're 80 to 100 game players, they're just going to be so much better for it. Which
you had similar indoctrinations, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so. We have the red bag. So if you're the youngest player, you carry the red bag, which has got all the snacks for the plane and stuff. And, and I carried that for like 4 years because I was the youngest player from 2018 through to 2021, pretty much.
Like a bum bag?
It's like it has all the
it's like a physio bag with like lollies and stuff in it.
You're the most popular bloke on the planet.
not quite lollies.
No,
It's like sausages and muesli bars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So and the young boy would go around
And
like,
now-
do you want a muesli bar on the plane? Boys would be like, piss off, you know.
What are you
Get out
doing
of
up
here,
in
Oscar.
business class?
Get out of business class, mate. Like, piss off.
Yeah, but it's a different player every week now.
Yeah.
So like that's a different.
Not even
topic.
that. There's 9 blokes holding the bag.
Yeah,
Because they can't work out who's the youngest.
How'd you enjoy the flight home, boys? What was that 1:45 landing like in the morning?
Tough.
Yeah, it was
That's a tough flight. That and Brisbane are probably the 2 toughest flights coming back because you just get the headwinds and it's just so long.
We almost miss some cut-off at Sydney as well. Like if you get delayed on the tarmac, you're just praying that you get off the ground. Otherwise, you're going straight back to the hotel and have another night there.
Yeah, grim pickings.
Did you
Adelaide's the same too. They had that curfew. Yeah, Adelaide.
Did you smash some salt and vinegar chips in some despair at home? What'd you do when you got back at 2:30?
Absolutely, I smashed them on the plane, mate. You can't go away from your values. Yeah, look, the problem was I got home and everything was closed, so I was going to get something for dinner, sort of stuff it, and just went straight to sleep.
I was the exact same.
Yeah.
Too, actually.
Yeah.
It was a tough milestone to celebrate, Oz, but you did boot your 100th goal on the weekend.
Oh, it's not really like a milestone.
Oh,
is
but
it?
it's got to be, man. Like when goals are more scarce than what they were back in the day, you should raise a bat for your 100th, 200th, 300th, 400th goal. You're not going to do it 5 times, maybe.
Mate, yeah. Look, hopefully, hope.
Well, you will, but I'm just tempering it.
Yeah, hopefully there's a lot more to come.
Did you know it was your 100th?
No, I think I knew I was around the mark, but it's not really something you think about. I do remember being a younger player, and like when opposing players come and you were watching from the players' box, you'd look at their ratio. So it's like, oh, he kicks 1.5 per game, or he kicks 2 per game. So trying to get that up to 2 a game is like a good ratio. Anything above that's like, that guy's a good player.
Yeah. Well, if you kick another 100, you're in the top 10 Eagles, all-time goal scorer. So you can move up pretty quick.
There you go.
How many goals you kicked, Yoey? Give me ballpark.
You'd be kicked more than 100.
No, I haven't.
How many games have you
I
played?
think it's like 83.
Overs.
And is it?
You're close. You're 73.
73. So that's I actually had an appearance at HJ's and someone actually asked me the same question. And this was Tuesday, so that's why it's kind of a bit fresh. Yeah.
Gotcha.
There you go.
You got a favourite of the 73? Can't say grand final. Too easy. It's a set shot, mate. Calm down.
No, my favourite goal of yours, you kicked some belters at the SCG, like the long ones from 60. I reckon you kicked 2 in 2018 when we played the Swans there.
You kicked a good one. It was a shocking time of day. It was like the 11 a.m. game at Gold Coast, I reckon, where you've balked around a few punters in the right forward pocket.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's pretty
Snagged it on my left.
Kicked a good one in my first game against GWS along the boundary line. About
Snagged that one on my
45
left.
out.
Yeah, that was. No, I reckon the final against Hawthorn where we had it Subi.
You've quoted us saying that's the loudest you've ever heard a crowd.
Get goosebumps still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Get goosebumps still thinking about it.
First
It was
goal of the
insane.
game?
Was it?
Possibly.
I think it was, first or second. It was
Maybe
close.
our first goal. Yeah.
But yeah, that was insane. Had to tap it on and then kicked it, and the roar was just so loud.
So JD's 3 away from how many? 500 goals. He will be the 64th AFL VFL footballer to bring up 500 should and when he does so, which is quite a big effort as well.
It is.
Right, Oz, how many goals have you kicked this year?
35-ish.
Yep. How many have been set shots?
32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that you know that is so
Yeah.
classic.
Well,
Well, how few you've done that's not.
Yeah, I went to a stage that was like...
He's not humble about it, is he?
But
No.
you got to remember, if you don't kick a set shot,
No, I just don't ever kick set shots. I think there was a stage I hadn't kicked a live play goal, and I kicked 30 goals for the year, and they're all just set shots.
So you got the 4th highest percentage of top 25 goal kickers at the moment with 91%, which is pretty sweet. Who are the other players that have kicked a goal every game this year?
I do know this. You go, because I know the answer to this.
He's done a bit of research. And it's not on his sheet either. I purposely kept it off so he wouldn't cheat, and he still knows.
I know who kicks goals every week.
Yeah, do you know
he's
what?
barracking from not to. Why would ya?
Exactly.
Why would ya?
Exactly.
Well, one of them's of his mate, so he'd be torn on his
He
mate.
has no mates.
Well, he pretends he knew him. So, do you want to give me some names or what? Or are you just going to fail at this?
Kerno.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
Is that you, mate? Who?
No. WA boy.
Norton.
Yeah,
There we
Norts.
go.
Yeah.
And one more. Good young player.
Tall.
There's two of them.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. I want to say King.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which one?
Well,
Probably the one that's played more.
yeah.
Which one's
Yeah.
that?
Max?
No, it's Ben.
I get
That's a good gag when you play him and they're running for goal and you
Yeah.
just call him his brother's name.
Yeah.
But I reckon I was actually calling him his right name. So I didn't know which one was.
That's quality. The silver lining is the annual QBE Foundation Goals for Good. Did you hear about this? So the Sydney
Yeah, I
Swans
did see
actually
this.
pledged to you nodding. You know,
I did see this, yeah.
So they
Saw
committed-
this on Twitter.
they committed $3,000 per Sydney goal to go towards the community partners and the Swans Foundation. So they've raised
God, they'd be
$93,000.
flat, wouldn't they? What a
They
waste.
would be, but geez, you guys give back well. So well done, you good charitable people.
They make enough money as it is anyway,
Yeah.
QBE.
So Tim Kelly was charged with making reckless contact with an umpire. That's $1,000 if you have an early plea.
Yeah.
Have you run into an umpire before, like accidentally,
Yeah, plenty of times.
Yeah, lots.
and been lied in the pocket?
Oh,
I reckon, yeah, once or twice. Yep.
I reckon that is the stiffest way to lose money in the AFL.
I've never. I just make sure, like, because a lot of mine is off the ball. So he's like the off the ball umpire. So he's watching it. I'm watching the ball, and we're like collide across in the diagonal. Oh, sorry, mate. Like, and he's like, yeah, all good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, generally they're like, oh no,
So how are they plucking this one out?
no. So he must have bumped into him and not said anything. Like, I
Oh,
swear.
you reckon the apology clears you?
Yeah, mate. I reckon it does.
It depends how hard you run into him too. Like,
Depends if he's pinged you for a free kick 5 minutes prior and there's some intent.
Yeah, I think. Well, there's a bit of that to it, but the stiffest way to get stitched up these days is to just do a normal tackle. Well, it's just tough these days because there's no. The hardest way the easiest way to get fined is to just get pinged with a normal tackle.
Some head-high contact tackling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's hard because you want to tackle them because you don't want to let them get rid of and dispose of the ball, but then you don't want to hurt them, and then it's just hard. Like, do you pin them for a 360 now? Is that the line? Like, it's just hard as players to try and find where do you draw the line on what's a good tackle and what's not a good tackle,
Very
and what's
well
holding
said.
the ball and what isn't.
They had some instances over the weekend. I can't remember if it was just our game of times where people have let the person go in the tackle, fearful of exactly
I
that.
had about two where I could have absolutely minced someone, and I've rotated them, got them to there, and was like, and let them go. Like I almost they had a look at one for that I tackled Blakey on, and that was like I put him down. Like I could have put a pillow under his head.
Yep. The Saints this week haven't played. I think Ross and Simo haven't faced each other since 2019 in the coach's box. What's Simo's record against Ross the boss?
Got to be good because we won a lot of derbies in the row.
Yeah, I would have thought that.
So it's 9-3.
Ooh,
So like if you're going into like a table tennis match and you've owned someone 9-3,
comfy.
you're feeling pretty good mentally. Even if I've got the bat that's like missing a lot of felt on it.
Those three would have been pretty horrific three, though, I reckon. That was like when Freo were flying too.
Yeah.
Early days when I first got to the club, we were losing derbies by like 10, 12 goals, I think.
All right, we've got Duggo's 150th coming up this weekend. Any special celebrations around the great man?
We saw a good video this morning.
Yeah, we did.
We saw a good video this morning of him. You would have seen that too. You did a great job, mate.
You clipped it. Yeah,
I didn't.
Very happy. Oh,
This
it's
is
cool.
how well I train the team, mate.
Nah, very good. The Duggo's video was good.
Yeah.
Bit of humour at the start.
I hope they release
They
the
will.
whole video because it's the start is very, very funny.
They will release that in Instagram. Do you think I need Duggo's clearance to release that?
No, he'd be fine.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Okay.
Duggo
Why?
doesn't care. He
Why?
doesn't have Instagram, mate. He won't say it.
That's very
I
true.
don't know. It's a weird thing to. It's kind. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit touchy about it in terms of whether someone's going to come back and go, "You shouldn't release that." I've been clipped for worse stuff than releasing something like that.
Yeah, but you've released some pretty horrific stuff.
I know. Anyway, all right. Well, you'll see it, fans. You'll see some Duggo action. Stay close to Instagram. I believe is where it's going out. If you don't have that, find someone with Instagram. What do you think of Mason Cox getting his glasses pulled off his head? Have you done anything like that in the field before?
It was reminiscent of Brucey Dool and the flying doormat and his headband going, I love it. Oh, I think it's great. But
Have you gone low blows around
you
players?
cop the $1,000 fine.
Yeah. Have you gone low blow before of players, wearing or doing certain things and you're like, bugger this, I'm taking it off.
Oh, I don't know. It's somehow this is a massive thing because it's like, you can't see without it, and yeah, like I guess so. There's a bigger issue there now.
Yeah.
But
Remember
there's
when,
other things
when
like
Sicily took Norton's headband
Yeah, he got
off and got
fined for
fined
that
for
the
that?
same.
Yeah, which has nothing to do with medical. So you think if it's actually aiding to their health, then leave it. But if not, like a silly headband on.
yeah.
There you go. Easiest way to get a fine. take someone's headband off.
There we go.
I used to find it funny, like the old days, like not even the old days, but early 2010s, like guys would lose their boot and they just like throw it further away.
Yeah.
But now it's like free kick and you get fined for it. Like that stuff was always pretty humorous.
Well, I grew up watching Lynchy throw his glove too, and because I was a Freo supporter, I was like, why doesn't someone that's a little bit of a arsey that just go and pick up and throw it over the fence? Like,
I think they did eventually. Some people did that.
The trainers had to go and pick him up. When he threw the glove, he had to throw it to the trainer because otherwise opposition players would get it and throw it away and shit.
oh yeah, I miss that stuff.
I know Oz is, but are you paying attention to under 18s footy at the moment?
Yes and no.
Bit too much lawn care going on for you, or what?
Nah, like not just what you see in AFL, like on the AFL media thing.
Yeah. Did you watch the game?
We were playing at the same time, mate.
They don't have replays of it, do they?
No, but I have seen the highlights. I know who's going relatively well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good win.
Great win. They bounced back. They got their pants pulled down by the Allies 2 weeks ago. Allies best team in the country now.
Really?
Which is unexpected.
They got
Well, that's
thumped,
good. Is that because they have the whole academies of?
Yeah, but they've always had the academies and they were never good until this year.
Yeah, but those academies now, they're starting to really pump out some good players.
They've got a couple. So the quarters are 25 flats.
Yeah.
And they've had a couple blokes who get 40 every week. One of them called Saunders. He'll go like top 10 pick. Another kid's very good left footer. And their full forward is, I think, his son's academy. He's like 196, almost 100 kilos gun.
Yeah.
So this Clay Hall from Peel Thunder was best on ground. He had 33 touches, 9 clearances, 7 inside 50s.
Yep.
He was bog.
Yep.
And the wingman, Aidan O'Driscoll, the younger brother of Nathan and Emma.
Yeah.
You know that, being a big Freo man as you are.
Yeah. Not anymore, mate. Come on. Whoa up.
He had a typical bandy wingman game with 20 disposals and 12 marks.
Dan Curtin was good, mate. You missing him.
What did he do?
Do you know who Dan Curtin is?
Absolutely not.
Nah, so he got best on in that AIS game when they played the VFL side. He's WA, key back. He's about 196 and he played midfield in the weekend and had 30.
How'd the Ram go?
He kicked a goal and had 20. The Ram was good, yeah.
Nice.
Tholstrup, he was good too.
What was he like as a fella? Because he trained with us, didn't he?
Larry.
Yeah, the Ram.
Yeah, quite Larry. Yeah.
Love it.
He a good fella. I actually saw him in the cafe not that long ago.
Yeah, cool.
We got 2 more games. So the WA boys taking on Vic Country at the Wacker Friday night. Bit of Harley Reid will be in town. Don't know if you've heard of him. He'll be around, so we get to see him in action.
I haven't. No, I haven't heard of him.
Okay. And then Saturday, where the Waffle Boys are playing at the Wacker. So it's double dose at the Wacker.
Cool.
Bandy's been learning East Freo names all week. It's been devastating to my succession time.
Yep.
Did you see about the Karratha annual cockroach races that happened?
Oh, I have not. What is this?
No.
Oh, beautiful. So you don't know about this?
No.
So this has been going on for 3 decades. Have you
This
ever
is
been
elite.
have you been to mice racing at an amateur footy club or anything like that?
Yeah, like hermit crabs, all that. Like very similar, isn't it? You just throw a cockroach in the middle, whatever.
No, it's different to that. So it's a proper organised night where I've done it with mouse racing, but this is cockroach. So you'll bring out different cockroaches and then you'll bid on them. They'll have names and whatever, and you do it up with your program. So
How do you know which one's which? Put a different colour texture on it or something?
Well, you just put them in a certain box and you're like, right, we're bringing out this box. It's number 61. And on your programs, it might be like Thumper Time. So like Thumper Time out of blah, 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 his form is this. This is his preseason record.
It's
like,
a bit of a, it's
piss take,
and then
piss
time
take.
it. Yeah.
Well, then you got to bid for it to make that yours.
Yeah, I've done some rat race stuff like this.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a hermit crab race.
Yeah.
So anyway, you got to buy it anywhere between $500 and $500, and then you'll do the races, and there are heats and finals.
$500.
Well, that's what the bid could get to. If you get late in the night and you haven't bought one yet, then the prices might increase. But anyway, they got to the final, and then if you win the final, you get $1,500. But there's a caveat to taking home the money. What do you reckon the caveat is?
It's got to go over the bar.
Nope.
Ooh.
You got to eat the cockroach
That's great. Would you eat it?
for $1,500. Probably.
I don't mind it because it means that you stop generations of just superior cockroaches just winning this race. So you can't breed them. You can't breed them. So I don't mind it. Like you nip it in the bud there.
All right. We're going to have a short break. Get to the questions.
He'll make it for sure. That's why I backed him on TABtouch.
You got the touch. You got the power. Got the touch? Choose TABtouch. Better your bet. Download the app today.
How do you like that, Oz? In-show ads. Mate, it's all happening for us. Do you want to
I've seen everything. I have seen everything. Ads. Let's go.
Do you want to kick us off with a question or what? I can kick it off.
Yeah,
if you like.
no, I will. I'll kick it
We're
off.
starting. Go.
Yeah, mate. We're rolling the whole time.
Oh, gosh.
We spoke about this and we saw a video of it the other day. and this is from Short for Decker, it was the 10th anniversary of something special. What was it? We watched a video in Sydney of it. You rolling around on your left foot,
You were involved.
lacing someone out.
Great question.
No, mate, I don't know. I'm going to play dummy.
You're a
I'm going to
liar.
play dummy, huh? Come on.
Miracle on grass, mate. Tell me about it. Dribbling one, missy bloke, somehow lands in his lap. Talk to me about it. Good
Wow.
night afterwards.
How many games had you
epic.
played going into this game, you reckon?
I reckon I was sitting on like 20 odd. Yeah.
It's the second season then.
Yeah, second season.
Right.
Yep. Playing in the back line, just trying to play my role for the team.
Did you have a game? Or were you rarely sighted?
I think I played all right, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, generally when I was in Brizzy, I played on Motlop. And there was one game we played him twice that year, and I got him subbed out, and I had 23, and I didn't get a Rising Star nomination, so I still hold that because no one was watching Brisbane games. I was filthy. I was actually
You
filthy.
never get a rising sun on.
Nah, and I was filthy because I should have got one that game. If you go back and watch it, and you watch, I absolutely just pulled his pants down, and I was filthy because I had a fair bit of it as well, and almost took Mark of the Year.
What were they down? What were we down? 50 what? 52?
Yeah, we were down
53?
We were down 10 goals about that. And then it was a weird thing. Everything just sort of came our way. And then by like halfway through the fourth, it was like, oh, we're actually close here. Like, yeah, we might get close. And then with about 5 minutes left, it was like, oh my God, we can actually win this game. Like, what the hell's going on? And then Source, the ball came in. They stuffed up. They probably should have, held control of the ball. They just went quick and we had numbers behind and Big Source Merritt's taking a mark and I was running pretty much next to him and they've called play on for no reason and Source has given it to me and I was like, I didn't call for it, I don't want it, and then just looked up and I guess it's just the importance of being able to go both sides of your body.
Did you hit McGrath with the pass?
No, I hit Blackie. So I've got the ball and I had nowhere to go other than the boundary because I had someone pressuring me and I was lucky that I had a left foot that I could use to try and chisel around the corner to get to Blackie.
Blackie, great ground ball.
Yeah, and awesome ground ball, but I just had to get it there as quick as possible. So it was, I had to curl it the inside. So I got it there.
It's caught turned at 45, yeah.
Yeah. And got it there as quick as possible. And because we knew there wasn't much time left and we had to get it on. He's done this wicked ground ball, kicked this absolute floater into, I think, maybe Jed Adcock, I think it might have been, or Jolly Patfull. And he's
handballed to Richie, didn't he, or something?
He's handballed it to someone. And then there was a shocking ground ball to Jed Adcock. And then he's handballed it to Zorks. And then Zorks has kicked it at Bunge on his milestone game.
Love it.
Oh, you
Bunge
couldn't
a
script
ripper.
it. You couldn't script it.
He was one of my 18s coaches, Bunge.
Yeah, you could not script it. And then from that point on, it was like I was right behind the kick and he's just kicked down. It's just slotted in like would have gone in by I reckon 30 centimetres. It's just rolled in.
And I was asked about the celebrations afterwards.
Very good. Very good.
Did you make finals this year?
No, we just missed out that year.
Yeah.
So that was the year, that was the whole Essendon saga and that. And so they got, I'm pretty sure they got kicked out and it was like, I think we finished 9th and we had an opportunity. We were playing Geelong down in Geelong, last game of the year. And if we had a 1 and a result from another game went our way, then we would have played finals. We would have slotted in. And Ryan Lester ended up getting the ball, I reckon maybe 20 out, snapped it, got marked on the goal line, and we lost the game.
Oh, dagger.
But then I think the other team won by a certain amount, and but it would have been on percentage.
Class on grass, how good. Bella Boros, most memorable fan experience. While you're trying to collect yourself and think of one of them, I remember when we did a Backchat podcast on like a Wednesday, and by Friday when we rolled into the Gabba for a captain's run, someone had made a sign Tom Barris, the mad dog from Scarborough, which was spoken about like 48 hours prior on the potty, and she'd made this full sign. And I was just like, that's so classic. Like, who has the time?
Yeah.
But that was a memorable one.
Yeah.
You'd have better than that, so what do you got?
Oh, there's plenty of memorable ones. I mean, we've got such wonderful fans, but the one that sits fresh at the moment is, the weekend just gone. We just had so many people rock up on Tuesday after possibly one of the darkest days in club history. And we've had so many fans just rock up, so passionate, come down, support the players. Like that's the stuff that, you're grateful for. and you have to thank the fans for that. There's plenty, there's so many interactions with fans that you have that are just wonderful experiences, but that one just sits very fresh, I guess because of the circumstance.
That's a serious one too. And you had little Nate on board, the telethon kid from the weekend's game, who had an absolute blast with him and his mother. We got a couple of videos of that, Oz.
Yeah, that was great.
You can go your serious notion or your comical. You got a fan experience that comes to mind, or you just want to...
We used to do a lot of that too.
Yeah.
Before COVID, we'd have it'd almost be not every week, but we'd do quite a fair bit of that every year. Mm-hmm. But yeah, since COVID, it's kind of dropped off a fair bit, but we're starting to pick up now, which is really good. Guest players up.
Yeah, that was pretty special with Nate in the week. I'll go with that. That was probably the first time I've done it since I've played. 2019, you kind of got your head in the sand, just trying to play. You're not really worried or thinking about anything else. So that was a pretty special weekend, and he was awesome. Great little kid, and he had a lot of fun. So that was a really good experience.
Tom Brad wants to know why you always 3-putt.
I know who that. That's one of my best mates down from Busselton.
Sounds like he knows your golf game pretty
well. He says, why you won't make Rosie and Seb a friend?
What's it? No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Well, Rosie's his daughter. I was down there a couple weeks ago for his 30th and his wife's 30th. And yeah, Rosie's his daughter, and they just had a beautiful boy called Seb. So, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations, mate.
And, it's probably not a... No, I'm not going to say.
What about your toilet golf? How's that going? We were 3 putts.
Yeah, look, I mean...
You're trying to claim that you were the best golfer in the club until Jaden Hunt lobbed, which is a bit stiff.
No, I didn't. I didn't claim anything.
But you would think that you are, right?
I did not claim anything.
Would you think if Hunty didn't lob that you would have the best handicap at the club?
Yes.
Yeah,
well, there you go.
Yeah, but I don't go around saying that, mate.
Nah, but mentally you're thinking it constantly.
I don't need to mentally. I just...
just am it.
Yeah,
I just live it.
Yeah,
just live the experience.
Because you and I have a lot of conversations about golf.
We have it.
Yeah. So, but I don't go around puffing my chest out pre-Hunty, going I'm the best golfer here and all that. Which he would come in, he'd have a very good round on the weekend, and he'd be like,
is this the bloke that was Instagramming his hole in one? Is that coming from that dude?
Don't be jealous.
Don't
be bitter. Be
that's
better.
A fair point.
John Dawson, what's the best beer and meal at the Broken Hill?
It's a good question. It's a great question. We've got a lot. All the food there is very good. I mean, if you go on entrees, it's hard to go past the Korean lamb ribs and the pork belly bites.
Yeah, the pork belly bites are my favourite.
They're the best. That's the best entree. But I'm biased, but the steak sandwich is, I think it's probably one of the best in WA.
You got some caramelised onions in there, or there's no onions, or what?
Yeah, yep. But it's interesting because the AHA, they do the whole steak sandwich comp. I think ours is the best, but for some reason they don't.
Who wins?
I think there's politics involved.
Okay, with
but
you.
We'll keep it at
that. Kira Orpwood just said hot, and I'm assuming that was for me, so I appreciate it, Kira. That's good feedback. Good feedback.
Hot.
Stephen Gosh, how do you manage ADHD with footy?
Wow.
And what were the challenges you overcame early on?
I've never been diagnosed, but they do say there's a spectrum.
Do you reckon
I don't think it's that though. I don't think it's ADHD though. I think my spectrum might be on something different. But
you just think you're a very excitable man.
I'm just passionate and I love what I do. So if you're doing something that you loved,
never work a day in your life.
Exactly. Yeah, that old chestnut. But I come in with just so much energy and so much enthusiasm because as a kid, all I wanted to do was be an AFL footballer, and I just love what I do, and I love being in the football club, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So, yeah.
Does that then, off topic, does that then scare you for what's post?
Absolutely.
Knowing that
that's a great question.
Yeah,
absolutely. But you got to be I'm realistic too that it's inevitable and it can't be forever. So I have things in place that I'm trying to find something that outside of football will tickle that, I guess that scratch that itch really that I have with football.
Worth sharing or just keep it close to your chest for now?
I'm studying property investment development at Curtin, doing commerce. So I'm a fair few units in with that now. So
what's the Curtin campus like?
I'm online, but I have been previously before for a few units. Yeah, it's pretty good.
You're UWA, aren't you?
UWA, man.
Yeah.
What?
Must be nice.
You asked the question I asked.
Oh, don't get uppity. I had to go to Murdoch.
Why are you getting so uppity?
That was the sticks.
Yeah, come on, man.
Mate. Well, I didn't have good grades.
You know it was fun? My partner Lorna graduated her masters from Curtin, and they do fireworks at the graduation. I was like, this is pretty nice.
Maybe you tell me.
Yeah,
That was a great
I
night.
hear him go all the time because I'm not far from Curtin, and I hear him go all the time. Scares the crap out of the dogs. Damn you, Curtin. I have to sit there and bloody cuddle the dogs to sleep.
The most
Paranoid.
important question, and I think it should be the last one from Gavro_543. Your expertise, mate. My grass is struggling in winter. Any help from the guru?
Depends what type of grass it is. I mean, we can go into this all the time, but grass goes dormant during winter. If it's a winter grass, different story. Like rye, which is what's seeded on a lot of the grounds, i.e. Adelaide Oval, which is the best surface that you could possibly ever play on in Australia, I reckon. Because
Do you agree with that? Not knowing the grass type?
Yeah, however, last time we played there was really long. Like, they let it grow out further than it has been in the past. But yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, great surface. Depends what type of grass you have. It's an open-ended question. But a lot of the times, most people in WA, they'll probably have cooch or buffalo. Consider it dormant and don't worry about it. Once summer comes around or spring, when the actual ground starts to get a bit warmer, then you'll start to be able to throw some fertiliser on it, and then you can go from there. But at the moment, you're just throwing money onto your grass that's probably not going to do a lot.
So, for clarification, say you've got the normal grass that most people have.
Yeah.
So just let
There's
it
a few-
die
there's a few-
and then reload. In summer.
Nah, well, it depends, because if it's actually cooch, it will look like it's dying, but then once it starts to, because it's a weed, same as kikuyu, I can talk all day. It'll come back. It'll come back. So no matter how much you could almost throw Roundup on kikuyu and cooch, and it will still pop up somewhere else because it's such a weed and it's so invasive. So it'll be okay. But if it's buffalo, different story.
What's Yokin's grass that you're hitting off?
T-box is a cooch, I think, some sort of cooch, and then fairways are kikuyu.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts?
Carrying up is cooch.
Yes, I know. What are your thoughts on Dommy Sheed lifting his hands in the air and saying, I give up, and paying for help for his grass? Is that all right as a man and a guy with a little bit of time on his hands like Dommy?
I mean, yeah, if you don't have the time, if you're not passionate about it too, if you need help, fair enough, put your hand up and ask for it. There's nothing wrong with asking for help.
No, but he's not asking for help. He's getting the help. Do you think that he should be looking after his own lawn?
Oh, well, if he doesn't have the time, then yeah.
Do you think Dommy has the time?
Probably.
Last question. Damo Shields, are you annoyed your epic hanger in round 22, 2018 versus the Demons didn't get more attention?
Did we lose that week? That's why I didn't get more attention. I reckon we lost that week. You never want to have good.
I can't even remember the hanger, so it mustn't have been that. Yeah.
Oh, we did lose, didn't we? We lost in the last minute of the
They
game.
made the finals, and then not me, you dealt them in the prelim.
Yeah, but this was very good because that was a game that JD went down.
Yeah.
Remember the concussion?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And we didn't have JK either, so we had no forward. We had no key forwards, and we only lost by 3 goals, and they were coming over.
But we lost late, man, because I can't remember what his name was. He kicked. I think this is the one where he kicked the bullcrap goal at the top of the goal square, like out of the blue, and pitched us.
Yeah. But we lost by
down all day.
Yeah, we were down all day, but we were in the fight. But we had no forwards.
Goals,
I think we lost by 3. It blew out in the last 30 seconds or something.
Okay.
But they were very confident when they came over the final, and we were just like, oh, we've absolutely and utterly we've sharked them here.
Do you remember this mark or not?
Oh, I can't, mate. I actually
Must have been that good. All right.
So don't feel bad because if I can't remember it, it's probably not that good.
All things considering, Yoey, I think it's unreal that you've come in and spoken to us today with what's going on in your world, and especially this week. Gutting news, but life will go on, and you'll be back bigger and better than ever, as we all know. Oz, on behalf of TABtouch and everyone, we are absolutely thrilled to have you back in the studio, the Golden Boy, back again.
Can we lose that?
One episode only, I promise, but I enjoyed it. And
There's going to be a sign now because you called it out. Oscar Allen, the Golden Boy, just like Tommy Barras, the Mad Dog from Scarborough.
Oh, I know which one I'd rather. Bad luck.
Yeah,
there.
Right.
All
right. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
He'll make it for sure. That's why I backed him on TABtouch.
You got the touch, you got the power. Got the touch? Choose TABtouch. Better your bet. Download the app today.
Imagine what you could be buying instead.